Happy Friday, Striver. You made it. You made it through the week, and I know you're ready to finish this week strong. On this Friday, you're ready to finish those things you committed to finishing this week, and you're ready to just maybe relax a little bit. Today is a day that I'd like to introduce a personal development topic that I was introduced to as a young 20-year-old kid when someone said to me, loosen up. The idea to just loosen up. So often we carry a lot of stress on our shoulders, don't we? You might even have tension in your jaw, your neck as you're listening to me now because you've been carrying it all week or all month or for a quarter or a year or 10 years. We sometimes aren't mindful to all that tension that we carry in our thoughts, in our body, in our spirit over a period of time. And one day, just all of a sudden, that tension, is just so evident that other people don't want to be around us, or that we bring the energy down for others, or that someone says to you, hey, young man, loosen up. And that was certainly true for me at that stage of my life. I was, really getting into personal development. And I was that serious kind. I was reading philosophy. I was real serious about the science, and I was real serious about people living to values and ethics and doing the right thing. And I was very serious that you just had to take life seriously because, I'd faced my own mortality. And I think once you face your own mortality, that you kind of have two directions to go. One direction is everything is serious because life is so short. And another direction is also a recognition that life is so short. So maybe live a little. Often there's something in between that we have to find. Our own flow within those two truths. Life is short, so take it seriously, but life is short, so also enjoy it, dang it. And so you have to find your own flow. At that stage of my life, I happened to be doing a lot of martial arts, and I was always a big martial arts dorky kid, and I just loved it. And I'd attained a high level of mastery, and yet I didn't really enjoy it that much anymore. And I'd gotten into martial arts because it was a way to defend myself in a place where I grew up that was not very safe and had grown up in a very physically violent community. And so I had to figure out how to take care of myself, and I started to learn that at a young age. So I carry a lot of attention into that art. And one of my senseis one time say to me, loosen up, kid. And he told me the concept of how Bruce Lee had taught his students to be like water, to flow. I had no idea that later on in psychological research, Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi would, really take that concept of flow to a whole other level of mastery and science. And it really changed my life, these concepts. And I learned that there is a way to loosen up. And I thought I'd share 4 ideas with you today in that, and I hope it supports you in your journey. It's just another little framework. As you know, I'm a little bit of a king of frameworks over here. I love to just break things down into simple ways and introduce these personal development topics to you in ways that hopefully you journal on. You capture some notes. Maybe you hear something I say and you're like, that's a good thing for me to journal on today. And so here's 4 ideas about loosening up. Number 1, perspective. When you keep the long term in mind, those short-term things can really infuriate you, really upset you, really make you rigid and inflexible. Often that happens because, we're myopic in our focus. It has to change right now. It has to be right now. We set these false deadlines on ourselves and make obligations that aren't really even there. And the truth is, we often do that when we're short-sighted. But when we become patient, when our perspective is the long term, we can still be high performing. We can still be excellent today, but we can relax shoulders a little bit, knowing that we got time, knowing that we can learn, knowing that we can perfect as we go and get better and better and better. Second big idea, as you've heard me, probably if you've been with me a long time, start that movement that was judge less, feel better. Something that I felt was so critical during last year especially, just to teach people, you know what, if you want to feel better, more light, more relaxed, less stressed, less frustrated, happier, judge less. Judge yourself less, you'll be happier. Judge others less, you'll be happier. A lot of that inflexibility comes in our life when we are self-righteous and we want to cast stones at others without realizing that we cast them from glass houses. It's biblical, right? And so we have to realize that when we are super tense, it's often coming from a place of judgment against ourselves and others. And it's time to give credit to ourselves and others and a little bit of humanity. When we do that, it's easier to loosen up. Third big idea is to intentionally bring the joy. You knew I had to go there. Come on. You got to learn to bring the joy. You have to demand from yourself the ability to summon the energy that is more positive, more buoyant, more encouraging. Yes, more happy and joyful. That's a choice. Happiness is a choice. And we have to find that within ourselves. We have to make joyful moments with others. If we don't do that intentionally once in a while, what's it all for? You know, there's nothing worse than going out to dinner with your spouse or your partner over and over and over again, and neither of you try to make it a joyful experience. You know, you just go there, you barely talk, you eat, you leave. Oh, that was fine. And it's like, no, you got to bring some aliveness into the relationship. That's a choice. To bring joy into life, I mean, that's a way to loosen up, to find that playful edge, to find that, you know, that part of you that's kidding, that part of you that remembered humor, that part of you that likes to mess around with others and just have a good time. And reminding yourself, that's in you. Yes, you, even those who are introverted, can learn to bring out that shine and that joy, even if it's one-on-one or small groups, and you have to go back and recover from that, you know, that expression. That's okay. We got to learn to bring the joy. I believe that once you bring joy into this world, once you manifest that energy or channel that energy or express that energy, over a period of time, that frown goes away. That tension goes away because you're a happy spirit and you're spirited with others. Last big idea today. Since it is Friday, and we always talk about the Friday finishers here in Growth Day, that list of things you committed to yourself that you were going to complete by end of day Friday. I know you wrote them in the plan section of your Growth Day app. But to loosen up in the future, what we often have to do in our short term is follow through. Be someone who gains discipline and self-mastery to get it done, to do the thing, to follow through. Because you know when you loosen up, when you know that you're going to deliver. You know when you loosen up, when you have mastery. Bruce Lee could flow like water because he'd gained such mastery in the rigid form of the arts in which he grew up in, and found his own style, his own rhythm, his own capability and mastery. And the more he mastered it, the more he learned to be loose, the more he learned to be in the moment, fully present, reacting to what really is right here and now. But that was possible because he'd done the work. And I think that's what's important, that, you know, the best sports figures who I've been able to work with, the people on the covers of magazines who I've been able to work with, the millions of people I've been able to train in high performance all around the world, what I have learned from all those experiences, whether it's a top CEO or somebody who's just starting out to change their life, I've learned that if you are congruent in your words and your action, you follow through over and over and over, you learn to trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, you can relax into the moment. You can relax in the situation. You can relax at the end of the week because you delivered. You were disciplined. You showed up. You followed through. I hope that these ideas served you today. If it did, do yourself a favor. Share Growth Day with somebody you love. Get them involved in this so you can have conversations about what we're talking about here. Or go post your ahas in the community or hear what other people are saying. Or you want to be wild and crazy today, then check out our new beta version of gift giving. If you didn't know, you can now go to the settings section of your app, especially on desktop is where I like to do it. Log into your desktop version of Growth Day, and then what you do is you click the settings, the little gear icon, and you'll see it says give a gift. And now you can give the gift of growth. You can now finally purchase a subscription to GrowthDay for your family, your friends, your team, somebody you know who you want to appreciate, or someone you know who loves personal development, or somebody you know on the team who needs to grow just like we all do. And I celebrate each of you. Some of you have been finding that. It's not rolled out to the entire community on every device, I believe, but I want to let you know, you might check it out to see if you have it. Just go to the settings, that's your gear icon in the app or on the desktop, and then give a gift. And you can give the gift of growth to somebody today. Be that person who encourages them. Be that person who shares this type of message with them. Be that person of light. Because if I could share one last idea here, and it's related to that bring the joy comment. When you become the person who shares growth, who is generous in your own personal growth journey with others, because you realize no one's perfect. You aren't, I'm not, no one is, but we're on this personal growth journey. And those who are intentional and committed about it, I believe we find greater joy in that striving together. I always say it, every day truly is a great day to grow. Every day is a great day to grow together. And that's why I was here today for you. I hope you enjoyed your week, Striver. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making self-improvement a way of life. It was an awesome week here at GrowthDay, and I'm so encouraged by this community that just keeps growing and growing and growing around the world. So thank you for sharing that message. Every day truly is a great day to grow.